Before the break, we told you about the history of aviation in Hagerstown, but now the museum is at a crossroads. It's temporarily closed to the public while officials seek a permanent home at the airport for their collection of aircraft built by Fairchild. Two historic hangars at the airport where the museum's collection of vintage aircraft is stored are badly in need of repairs before the museum can safely reopen. In the meantime, John Seaburn, the president and executive director, is trying to raise money to buy the hangars.
When we hold events here, we have them opened up so the public can walk through and see what it's like to be in one of these old cargo planes.
How much is it going to take to really make this place a show place?
Well, we have estimates. I mean, it's probably over 12 million, something in that range. The goal is to acquire the buildings and property. The buildings themselves are over 75 years old, so of course they need renovation, rehabilitation. There's a lot of work in that area to do, but the fact that the buildings are still here and in relatively good condition, I mean, we're way far. Instead of trying to build a new building, it's already here, ready to go in a sense. But we're still working out the details on exactly how much.
The governor actually came here a few weeks ago and went in one of the aircraft over there and looked around. Did you get a sense that he'd like to see this happen and can exert some of his influence to make it happen?
Well, he did. He seemed to have a really good time, and we walked around and shared the history with him and the vision for the museum and all those things. So he felt that the state could help out in some way. Didn't have a number, but he felt very excited about it. I think they're looking for very positive community projects to invest in different communities, especially in Western Maryland here. And being that this would be a museum with an event center component to it, that opens it up to a lot more, a larger economic impact and bringing tourism in and bus tours and school groups. And so I think the overall package is very attractive to a lot of our funders, including the state.
What's your vision for this museum?
Well, picking up on where Curtis left off, the vision and dream over the years was to have a museum that told the story of Hagerstown's aviation heritage. As the years went by, we started collecting all the airplanes and the artifacts and photographs to help tell that story. And most of those things were all donated over the years, different airplanes, and we had fundraisers for some of the big airplanes to help bring those home. And so after 25 years, we were still basically a museum that didn't have a home. And the old Fairchild factory here that we're sitting in came under new ownership. And the new owners were very interested and excited to hear about what our vision was. So we shared it with them. And long story short, we started leasing what we call the dome hangar here next door, and talking with them about the possible purchase of these hangars to turn it into a museum and event center. So that's a short story.
How many thousand square feet do you have in this enormous hangar here?
This hangar, which they called the executive hangar, is 88,000 square feet, and it's about 30, 35, 40 feet high inside. And then the other dome hangar, it's about 30,000 square feet. I mean, the goal was Curtis may have talked from 1916 with Belanca up through the A-10, was to have at least a representative of each of the major airplanes that were built here. So we're getting really close, and even the hangars themselves are. We look at them as artifacts. I mean, they're as important as the things that are in them. So that's why it's so amazing to actually be in the space where the history happened and took place, and it'd be like being on the Antietam battlefield. That's like our Washington County Civil War battlefield. Well, this is our World War II battlefield here in Hagerstown, is the Fairchild facility.
Wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall when they were really building these aircraft? I mean, you're an aircraft buff, a history buff, so am I. I would love to have been here back then to see how the production line developed
and how they put these planes together. They were all handmade.
Yeah, as technology advanced, it kept trying to find ways to automate things that people were doing, and that still continues to this day. But in the beginning, it took thousands of people to put in millions of rivets to build the big, large aluminum airplanes here. So that's why it took so many people. Like you said, pretty much they were handmade airplanes at that time.
Of the C-119 boxcars, the flying boxcar like the one behind us, how many are still left that are airworthy and can be flown today?
Well, as far as we know, the one we have was one of the very last flights of a C-119. There was one other one at the Gray Bull auction that flew to Arizona, and I think that was the only flying C-82 left in the world when we got it. And when it came back to Hagerstown, that was the very last flight of a C-82. So they both pretty much, in their homecoming, also were their last flights of that type of airplane.
This one back here actually flew across the country to get here, didn't it?
Yes, it was like a three-day flight.
3-day flight. This is not transcontinental then?
No. And they stopped at different airports and put fuel on and checked out everything, make sure nothing was, squirting oil out anywhere or broken. And but both of them made it back safely, and we're grateful that they did.
You can actually go in the aircraft. You can when people come out here, and when this is really opened up to the public one day, they can actually go up and kids can sit in the seat and have their picture taken.
Oh yeah. That's the great thing when we have events and families and they bring their kids out, and they can walk through the flying boxcars, and it's really neat to overhear some of the conversations, because you hear the parents saying, well, grandma and great grandpa, they helped to build this airplane, back in World War II or in the 50s. And the kids are just amazed that's part of their family history.
So if you were a pilot and we could get some fuel and get a tug to tow this out, we could go for a spin maybe this afternoon over Hagerstown?
Well, for enough money, that could happen, yes.
When we come back, we'll take you into the cockpit of a C-119 flying boxcar. It was built here at Fairchild Aviation Corporation, right here in Hagerstown.
Since our interview with John Seaburn, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan announced the state is going to provide $5 million in financial assistance to the Hagerstown Aviation Museum. That's just half of the museum's $10 million goal. Twin-engine piston-powered C-119s were replaced by 4-engine turboprop C-130s before the Vietnam War began, and the Hercules are still in service today.